I'm sure if you have a warm season lawn, especially St. Augustine, zoysia centipede, you have heard of crabgrass. And it is one of the most difficult and painful weeds to deal with in the lawn. It can be treated, it can be prevented by pre-emergence, but there's a lot of scenarios where you just have to resod. And this is a good one. Now, this is an area where his whole zone was broken, and unfortunately didn't notice till it was too late, and a lot of the grass got damaged and died just in these areas where the zone was. Now, usually putting in soil to allow it to fill in is great, but unfortunately crabgrass started to jump in, and here it is. And I'll link a full video about crabgrass in here, and it just completely blankets. Look at that, there's nothing underneath. Now, a product called Celsius can kill this crabgrass unless it's tropical crabgrass. That's one of the most untreatable crabgrasses, and it's hard to tell unless you treat it. So if you're treating with Celsius and it's not dying, unfortunately it's probably tropical and you have to tear it out and resod. Now, unfortunately, the same thing has to happen here, because even though this weed can be treated, it's totally bare underneath. And even if you put soil to help it fill in, unfortunately, it's going to grow back. And you can't use pre-emergence in bare areas because they allow nothing to grow. So unfortunately, these areas where these big bits of crabgrass are have to be resodded. Now, where it's smaller like this, we can do soil, treat the crabgrass. As the lawn thickens up, use pre-emergent, and we can isolate smaller bits of crabgrass. So you don't need to resod it there. But where it's completely taken over, just like here again, this would need to be, resod. And it's ideally best to treat it so it's dead, cut it out with a sod cutter, and resod nicely over, and then you can use pre-emergent to prevent it from coming back. But again, isolated pockets like this, we can slowly work on treating, thickening up the lawn over time to get this under control. Now, Celsius really is tough to use in the summertime, but right now it's fall, so as it gets into the 80 degrees temperatures, it's a perfect time to start treating and getting on top of this crabgrass. But unfortunately, in some cases like this, you're just gonna have to resod.